Hello, 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 everybody. It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. Come on in the den. How is everyone today? Welcome, 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 welcome. The Create and Relate. Oops. Come on in the den. I forget that part, don't I? How is? There we go. So we have an interesting day today. It can't decide whether it wants to be sunny or cloudy outside. All in all, it's a beautiful day. It is. I meant to take this off. I wouldn't be me if I was 100% ready, okay? Oh my goodness. I know you guys forgot about this one, didn't you? So, I don't know if you saw the video I dropped this morning. It's my week of whips, a week of working on whips. And basically, I somewhat started day before yesterday. Uh, Tuesday after I got off the live, whatever it was I was going through, this cold or whatever you want to call it, it hit really hard when it got to be Tuesday evening. So I found myself sleeping. My body needed it, so I'm not complaining. Notes. We have notes. And we want to set up the notes where we can see them. So I am back to my coffee. French roast, great value French roast, pinch of salt, drip of vanilla, and it's the caramel macchiato and French vanilla creamer. Very good. Have some. I also have my water, and I am surrounded by whips, makes, and future ideas. So I am set. I have to get up from here at 2:15 to go get my babies. But other than that, I'm set. So what is everyone drinking? What is everyone working on? Let me know. And even if you're catching this on replay, leave it in the comments. You can expect another Crochet with Kitty video coming out this week. And of course, I'll be working on one of my whips. Not sure which one it'll be, but I'm planning on recording that today. And it'll either be out this evening or tomorrow. I am already doing my videos to let you know how the progress is coming along with the intentional whips. So if you notice down in the description box, I have 5 people that I'm shouting out. Of course, heading the list is my enabler, my Michelle, of course, and her 3 channels. Yes, Michelle, Audio Accessibles, and the Creators BF. All of that is linked below. And to give you some new spice this week, I'm shouting out Russ from It's Raining Yarn. And on the next one, she does the Monday Mouths, the Whip Wednesdays, and the FO Thursdays. where you just come together as a community. She shows what we're all making along, basically for the um, charity that she's close to. I think it's called Life in a Bag, which I think is a really good organization. I looked it up. I like their concept. I really, really do. And then on Wednesdays, it's Whip Wednesday, where you can send in your pictures of the things that you're working on, and she'll showcase those. And then, of course, Finished Objects Friday. I have listed their links below. So if you want to know how you can post pictures, all you have to do is click on that link and go to their description box. And they will have the avenues, posted where you can post your pictures. And then giving a great salute to Auntie Ola. Auntie Ola Joe, yes. Living right here in Virginia. It's a shame we're so close and we haven't crossed paths yet. But I want to make that happen soon. I really do. I just want to have a crochet day with her. Just sit and crochet. And yeah. I love to crochet, and I love to crochet with crocheters. And it just not a speed thing, not a comparison thing, just like minds in the same creative space, making something beautiful happen. I think one of the greatest times I had crocheting was when I learned how to do the ripple stitch. And I made that Afghan for my mom when I used to sit atop the bleachers with Miss Williams and work on my blanket while she was crocheting. Just sitting there side by side, watching the basketball game and crocheting. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. No pressure, no stress, just stitch after stitch and making it happen. And the last one on the list for today is our dear sweet Granny D. Howdy! Y'all, I've been waiting all day to say that. I certainly have. But yes. So, in case you don't remember, this one was my my rectangular stash busting blanket that I was making. And this is where we are. Oh wow, I didn't think it was that big. It's considerably larger than I thought it was. Oh my goodness. I've been working on this thing, y'all. So yesterday I started out with 9 whips. And somehow or another, I ended up with 10. Yes, I did. I ended up with 10 whips. Ask me how I mathed that. I don't know, but it did. And a beautiful thing happened yesterday I want to share with you. I know you remember. Okay. So this is 35. Okay, I'm measuring. Apparently, I can't measure and talk at the same time. Okay, it's 35 by 37, so that's not bad. It's not bad at all. A few more rounds and it'll be done. And not even a few more, just a couple more. But anyway, you know that I had been making items to gift. And there was one young lady who I added to the list kind of late during the first round because I got another whole round of names. And when I went over to pick up some things for the house yesterday. I noticed she was working, so I asked her, "What time do you get off?" She said 11:30, so I went back over there about 10 o'clock last night. Y'all, when I gave her her blanket, I don't know who felt better, me or her. She was so genuinely excited. I mean, jumping up and down and tears and the hugs and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. To know that your work is appreciated just makes it that much better. And to see the appreciation, to feel the appreciation from her really made every single one of those stitches worth it. It really did. And one thing I like about the gifting thing that I have going on is I'm giving myself the opportunity to create, which is in my channel title. But I'm not stifling myself to or limiting myself to the regular, now this one, yeah, it's double crochet all the way around, which is one reason it keeps getting put down so much. But and it's the random color changes. Once I did the first couple of cakes, and these were my scrap cakes that I did. But once I did those and I realized, hey, these are like blues, greens, and yellows. There's like one streak of purple in here and a little bit of gray, but it's not enough that it takes away from the main color, you know? It's just enough to say, hey, I'm a color too. So when it got bigger and I no longer had those scrap cakes and didn't want to open a whole new scrap cake, I really wanted to go through my scrap container. So I started picking out the blues and greens and yellows in there. And I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving it. This is just, it's touching. But this is one whip that I'm working on, and I'm trying to talk until I finish this ball. I'm so close to finishing this ball. Probably about 20 more stitches. So while we're doing that, I would like to thank all of my subscribers. Y'all, we're up to 415, and I'm excited about that. I really, really am. Um, I told you all the other day that I was getting a computer desk. Well, my daughter and I sat down and we talked about it. She's like my agent. But she and I sat down and talked about it. And she said, I really want you to have everything that you need. But I'm worried about bringing more things into the apartment. And we're trying to get rid of things. She said, and if you really want that and you really need it, then go for it. But what are we going to do about um what are we going to what are we going to do with the extra table space that we have in there, which our dining room table is in there, but we eat at the bar. So I usually use the dining room table to put puzzle together, but because I have gotten so much back into my crocheting, I'll start a puzzle, and I usually get the 1,000 pieces up puzzles. So I'm putting at least 100 pieces together straight off the bat. And then it just kind of sits there for days. So her suggestion was that I use the dining room table as my desk. And I told her I would try it for a little while. We'll try it and see. But the reason I wanted a desk is because with the dining room table being so tall, I have to sit on bar stools. And I don't know if you all remember, but I'm 5'3", which means that my legs dangle, which means that the circulation at some point says, nah, we're not going to keep doing this. Yes, I am putting this one away. So you see how far I got with this one. Really excited about that. Like I said yesterday, I started with 9. I ended up with 10. And the reason I couldn't understand it is because I actually finished one. This is a yarn bowl. I found 4 cakes just to see if I could. I was actually trying to stretch it out. And what I did here is you can tell it's scrap yarn. And I used 3 strands. I ran 3 strands together to create this. And what I was trying to do, I was trying to make one big enough to hold the mandala bonus ball. This didn't quite fit. So how I ended up with 10, I started another one. And this one I measured while I was doing it against the ball. I didn't take a number measurement or anything. I just put the ball in it to make sure the ball would fit. And it does fit in here just fine, giving just a little bit of edging around it, a little bit of space around it in case I decided I wanted to do the outer pull. Then I wouldn't have to worry about the friction from it running around the inside. But I'm basically a center pull girl. I will pull out yarn barf until I get to the center if I have to most of the time. But this one was started last night. Made sure we got the bottom done and we got the first 3 rounds done here. I know that I am going to add at least 2 more rounds of this Big Twist chocolate brown. And then I'm going to, I had 2 colors. I'm going to go to this brown. I don't have the ball band for this one. This doesn't feel as coarse as Mainstay. This feels more like a Big Twist. It feels like the regular brown Big Twist. That's what it feels like. So I would go from the darker brown to the lighter brown. And then I would do this one, which is more like a tan. Trying to stay away from that backlight, which is blowing everything out. But it's more of a tan. And then I'll top it off with the chocolate brown. So those are my plans there. So you've seen 2 whips and 1 done. Uh, the hip is starting early, y'all. So I have this poncho that I put away a while ago. It was for the hippy dippy contest, and then I decided not to enter. But I still wanted to finish the poncho. So last night I was down to this really, really gappy row. And I didn't want to end it like that. Let me put it, there we go. That way. I didn't want to end it like that. So I decided to take this really, really deep green and I did the half double crochet and now I'm on the single crochet row. And if I have enough here, I'm going to do another round of half double crochet and finish it off with the single crochet. And then that will be done. So hopefully that'll be 2 projects done today. And that's the, excuse me, that's the rectangular blanket and the poncho. But wait, there's more. 10 of diamonds. So I had to take 4 rows out because my count was off. I was doing it while I was looking at TV and not paying attention. But I did add 2 rows back last night. I don't know if I'm going to get to working on this one today. I'm going to try to touch all of them. My goal is to do 100 stitches at a time for each one. And that way I'll know for sure that I'll be touching each one. But it smells good. It smells good. Um, this is the Ten of Diamonds. So yes, it was worked on yesterday. You'll see that in the video that I released a little earlier. And the pink scarf, I'm sure you remember this. And you know, it was thicker than this, and it had some dark pink going around the outside of it. And you also know my mind. Yes. So that has turned into this. See my hearts? And then that tall letter E and the tall letter V. And I'm starting on the tall letter O. And I will end up with the letter L and 2 more hearts at the other end. Might do 3 hearts. I don't know. I like 5 and 6 hearts for some reason. So that has been worked on as well, and it will continue to get worked on. I saved that one for last. I know y'all saw my face light up. So this is my blanket. I'm not going to open it all the way out because I actively worked on it last night. I got about 1/3 of a ball added to it. So it's longer. I don't remember how long it was when I started. Maybe I need to do this every day. I don't know how many rows I added yesterday, but it is now 16 inches tall. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. It is. It's still 80 inches wide. I didn't take anything away from that part of it. So that goes there. And this is the one I know Joan is waiting for. My sweater, my sweater. I've only added 1 row around across the bottom to this one. It will get worked on today. It will get worked on today. It's in rotation to be worked on today. I know that it won't be finished today, but it will be worked on today. Now, I know you all remember my love for Taco Tuesday challenges. And this week's challenges were as follows. Viewer's choice, a notions pouch. Number 2, a rainbow yarn project. Number 3, a decoration. Number 4, a baggy blanket using your 2 favorite stitches. Of course, you can use as many stabilizing stitches as you want. And then they threw in the mod challenge, and that was pick a whip and finish it. So with that in mind, I have 2 whips that I should have finished by Tuesday. So I'll be able to photograph those and post them to one, the Yarn Addict and Friends Facebook page. And y'all, yesterday I went to Walmart and I purchased some thread and some needles. And I also purchased this cloth. Now I have a like burgundy piece of cloth, and it would really go in what I'm about to show you, but I double dipped and I was running 2 of the challenges together. the Notions bag, and the Rainbow Yarn Project. And this is what I have so far. This is going to be my Notions pouch. I am loving this, y'all. I really am. I went from like a really deep red to bright red, orange, gold, yellow, green, blue, and I'm going to top it off with 2 shades of purple. I did 3 rounds of each color, excuse me, in single crochet. So it's only going to be about that much taller. And I figured if it was going to be, forgive us, I don't know if you hear the planes in the background, but I live very close to Langley Air Force Base. So we get a lot of that. But I figured with it being a rainbow pouch, I wanted to get something that was kind of rainbowsy. And when I saw all the different color crayons and it had all the colors in it, I was like, that'll be perfect. So that's going to be the lining. Look, see how good that looks together? Yes. So that's going to be the lining in my Notions pouch. And I've already put stuff in it. I'm putting my tape measure in there. Yeah. Y'all, I like this. I like that a lot. And I'm sure you remember the other day that I made the washcloth. So I still have the other 4 cotton balls. So I'm pretty sure I'll throw a washcloth in there today. And what I want to add to the start list for today, I want to the blue and white blanket that the lady wanted over at Walmart. I want to start on that. And I think I decided the gentleman who wanted purple, I think I decided to make him a really, really nice, thick scarf. So what I'm going to do is run those 2 colors together. And I'm just going to make a really long and thick scarf for him. So that's what I have planned for that. Um, I'm waiting to get all of this down. I have a few more whips that have kind of been set aside, but once I get this pile under control, I'm going to pick those back up and get those down to so close to finish or actually finished. And then I'm going to start on my Frappuccino blanket. I'm telling y'all, when I saw that blanket by Bonnie Bay, it just did something to my insides. And I was like, we got to make that happen. We have definitely got to make that happen. And the house purses. And I think one of my house purses is going to be rainbow colored. I think I'm going to make another one of these, though, because, excuse me, making 2 of them, I'm going to want to use the same yarns. And this is scrap yarn. This is scrap yarn that I use to make this. But I think when I make this set, I'm actually going to want to use the same yarns. So I will be making another one of these. I made it through that part, y'all. I did good. Yay, go me. So, story time. Let me get my hook. Okay, I don't want that one yet. Which one? I'll work on this one. Okay. Like all of my hooks are back here, but the ones that I'm working on for these projects are right here in front of me. I wanted to keep them close so I wouldn't have to run all over the place to get them. Okay, there we go. All right, so story time. I want to tell you all about my very first speeding ticket. I don't know if you remember me telling you about my daughter's dog who was diagnosed with autism and how she went through every emotion. Well, I forgot what year it was, but my daughter and I were on our way to a bowling tournament, and we were in Warren County, Virginia. We were headed to West Virginia, and we were in Warren County, Virginia. And I got beside this 18 wheeler, and I was keeping up with the 18 wheeler. And something said, slow down, but I didn't listen to it quite fast enough. But I did eventually start slowing down. And then I turned and looked to my right, and there was a police officer. Y'all, I immediately looked at my speedometer and it said 84. I'm sorry, 84. But bless his heart, when he pulled me, he only wrote the ticket for 72. I was grateful because anything over 80 in the state of Virginia is reckless driving. So we made it to the hotel room. I'm sitting here telling my daughter that I got a ticket. I could not believe I got that was my first. This is the wrong hook. What was I using this for? It had to be this. Y'all, I don't remember what I was using this for. Hmm. But it's the wrong one. But anyway, when we got to the hotel, I went through every emotion. It was never funny, but I couldn't control the laughter at first. Oh, yeah, this is right. This is much better. I could not control the laughter. I told Nikki, I was like, I got a speeding ticket. I cannot believe I got a speeding ticket. My first speeding ticket ever. And y'all, I went from that to all out bawling uncontrollably. I cried, I cried, I cried behind a speeding ticket. And I couldn't say anything smart to him because I was wrong. And he was looking out for me. Well, let me tell you how you get a ticket thrown out of court. So, some years before that, I was taking a friend's daughter to school over in Norfolk because she had just finished driving cabs all night and she didn't feel like driving. So I'm taking her daughter to school, and where we live, we are like right there off of Interstate 264. And when you get on at the Frederick Boulevard exit heading east, you have to get 2 lanes over if you want to go through the tunnel. Well, the time of morning I was going through was rush hour, and people do not like for people to get in front of them. So it's a fight to get over. And I clearly had to ride in the wrong lane all the way down to the solid white lines before I could get over. Got pulled right away for crossing the solid white lines. Yeah. And I talked to my mom about it, and I was like, there was no way I could get over. And so we go to court. Y'all, I don't know how to behave sometimes. Some of y'all know that about me. So we go to court, and I was explaining to the judge, that time of morning, people are not forgiving and they don't want to let you in. And he was pretty stern. You had 2 miles. that you could have gotten over. And I'm like, but Your Honor. And still he wanted to slap me with that. And then I turned and looked at the officer and I said, you know what? You got your wish, but there are easier ways to get my phone number. You don't have to give me a ticket to get my phone number the next time. The judge fell out. He fell out. He absolutely fell out. And then the man kind of looked at the judge, the officer looked at the judge, and he was like, Judge, Your Honor, it was kind of congested that morning, and I think I could have been a little more forgiving. The judge was like, both of you get out of my courtroom. Did I ever date him? No. Heck no. He wrote me a ticket. No. He didn't get a date. Mm-mm. That's not the way to go about getting a date. You don't write somebody a ticket. No. So we moved out here to Hampton. The parking out here is very strict. You have to have a parking decal or a handicap sticker to park in the handicap spaces or park in a visitor's parking space. Well, I got in a car accident. No, it wasn't my fault. A man ran a red light and he hit the passenger rear side of my car. And I had a rental for 6 months. Tells you how much damage he did. So the very first day I got the rental, I called the rental office because I knew they were going to be closed by the time I got back home and let them know that I had a rental and I, didn't want to be towed. And I was told then, the rental manager said that he would put my name on the list. Of course, he's the rental manager. He had access to all of that. And he would let the tow company know. So a new guy was driving that night. He didn't ask any questions and he towed my car. We go to the place the next day. They're telling us $125. And I'm like, no, because my car was on the list of cars not to be towed. And they go back and look at the list and they're like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do to rectify this? Because I've taken time out of somebody else's busy day to come up here, so they're missing time from work. I had to give them gas money to come up here and get my vehicle that was towed due to lack of communication. Well, we can't, they're pretty cutthroat. So that left a bad taste in my mouth. Then I get about 2 weeks later, I get a knock on my door. I go to the door and it's a neighbor. He was like, they're out there about to tow a SUV. I don't know if it's yours or not. So I go out the side door and look, and they're hooking the Jeep up to the truck. Y'all, when I'm home, I'm comfortable. Okay. I had on a long t-shirt and my underwear. And forgetting that that was all I had on, I went marching out that side. My daughter came out. She was like, Mama, you showing everybody all your goodies. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. And I went up to him and I was like, what are you towing it for? He said, you don't have a handicap decal. I said, it's right there on the dashboard, idiot. And it was. It was. Here again, I say to somebody, I said, if you want to date a chick, all you got to do is come knock on the door. He got so red in the face. He was like, the next time they came out here, I was sitting on the porch. He's sitting in the truck and he's like, hi. then he finally got the nerve to come over a little while after that. So we're sitting on in the rocking chairs, and he was like, from the first time I saw you, I thought you were cute. I was like, so you were really towing my cars to try to really get off my porch. Get off my Go away. You got a cute beard though, but go away. Go go away. So we got a little jokey joke thing going every time he comes out here. But I thought that was so cute. In line with the towing. I know y'all are gonna love this one because my daughters and I still laugh at this whole situation. So my granddaughter's birthday was August 8th. And one of the gifts she got was the Barbie doll car, not the one that she could drive, but the one that would fit her Barbie dolls. My granddaughter's birthday was right after the family reunion, and my grandson won a bingo because we always play bingo at the family reunion. He won a bingo and he got a big Tonka tow truck. I think I told you how my grandkids argue with each other. Y'all, they got out there and they got to arguing. And Oompa, she gives Pete a hard time. She really does. She got out there and she started giving Pete business. Pete took his tow truck and hooked up her Barbie car and towed it back to the two of us. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, y'all. Woo, Jesus. Oh, Lord, have mercy. It's like I can still hear them in my head. She was like, Pete, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't tow my car. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Whew. That was fun and tea. Yes, it was. That was. Those babies crack me up. Oh, my goodness, y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all a great long time. What I am asking is that you please remember to leave the thummies. And those of you who are catching this on replay, if you're not subscribed, please do so. It's free. And when you see that notification bell, make sure you hit the one with the dimples so that you'll always know when I'm here and dropping fresh new content. I need cheerleaders, y'all. I need cheerleaders because I got to make it through this. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, my babies. Gotta love them. It's like the innocence of kids. They're so innocent, but this is so real. And it's so funny. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. He is a character with that little tow truck because excuse me, my daughter comes in from work. And the first thing she does is make her way back to her mama's room. And she will stand in my door and hold a conversation. And then she'll step into my room and take her shoes off. I will literally have a whole lot of shoes across the floor. And for some reason, last week, when Pete came back here and saw that she had 4 pair of shoes lying across that floor, he went and got his tow truck and one shoe at a time. One shoe at a time. He's done towing those shoes back to his mama's room. Woo! Jesus, I'm telling you. That little boy in that tow truck. Oh, whew. Y'all, I love my life. Too. I just want you all to see the joy that I have going on in my life. I love you guys. I really, really do. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. It makes me so happy. It really does. Oh, phew. Don't forget to check out those creators down in the description box. Just go pick a day, click on one, and just let the videos play. Or pick an hour or so each day and go through each one, however you want to do it. Don't forget, however, and I did not put him there this time because it's if you want to go back and look at some of the other ones, his links are there. But Juan the Yarn Addict and his Taco Tuesdays. I think it's exciting because it kind of breaks you away from the norm of what you're doing. And they have some really good ideas of things that you can do, especially when it comes to the viewer's choice. Now, the viewer's choice one, what he does is take ideas from everybody and he'll write them down up to 50, and then he'll get one of his moderators to pick a number between 1 and 50. And when he does, that's it. That's how you come up with that particular challenge for that week. This past week was the end of season 2. So next Tuesday we'll start season 3. Also with Juan, he will be celebrating his podiversary on Friday and his 100th pod cast on Saturday. Saturday will actually be podcast 101, but it just so happened that the podcast and the podiversary would have fallen on the same day. And to not have those celebrations intertwined, he separated them. So go check him out, either one of those days or both days. I am about to, excuse me, I am about to turn on my audio accessibles. Find one of those that's about 45 minutes so that I'll be ready to go get the babies. Well, not 45. Yeah, I don't know. I can probably do an hour and not be pushing it because I got to go get the babies from the bus stop. But that's what I'm about to do. I want you guys to remember to be bold, be brave, be beautiful, and behave. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Remember, Kitty Lane loves you. So until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, peace out, everybody.